Hello, everybody. Jack Olmsted, GMO Free News. Welcome again to another edition of the Flint Water Crisis. Today, we have Lanice Lawson. She's the founder of Bottles for the Babies? Bottles of?
Yes, Bottles for the Babies.
Yeah, Bottles for the Babies. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine. I see you're chilling on your couch.
I am. Today is my day off, and I am relaxing as much as I can with the 1.5-year-old.
You're an RN. You've been an RN for 15 years?
Close to 15 years, yeah. So I've been in nursing. So I've been an RN for almost 14. And then I was an LPN a year and a half prior to that. So.
Do you enjoy being a nurse?
I do, very much so. I love my job. I love what I do.
You work in a hospital?
I do.
Are you a floor nurse?
I am. I started my career on pulmonary. As a matter of fact, before I started on the pulmonary unit, I floated what we call a med surg area or medical surgical. So quite a few different areas, oncology, pulmonary, ortho, neuro, all around. And so I took a position, which was weekends only, and I worked that position for about 11 years. And then I just recently took a position on a cardiac unit. So I've been there for almost 2 years.
Cardiac, so that we're talking about the heart.
We are, yes.
Boom, so boom, do you, boom, 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 boom. So do you assist in operations, or are you there for the patients when they come out of surgery?
Right. So what happens is the patients, they have open heart surgery. They go into the ICU. Now, when they come out of the ICU, then they would come down to my unit. And they're usually with us for 2 to 3 days. It just depends. But just until they're stable enough to go home. But we get the post-open heart surgeries, cardiac catheterizations, things like that.
Do you have a pretty good staff?
Yes. Oh, I work with amazing people. I was a little apprehensive about going to a new area because, change is always, it could be difficult sometimes. It can be uncomfortable. Let's just say that. But the transition was really smooth. So I'm very thankful for that.
Let's talk about Bottles for the Babies.
Bottles for the Babies, yeah.
Now, you started your GoFundMe campaign. I'm going to bring it up here on the screen.
Yeah.
Here. Where is it? Bottles for the Baby. Right here. You started it September 28th, 2015.
I did.
Can you tell us about that day? Why did you decide to launch this grassroots initiative?
Absolutely. So I was sitting on the couch one day like I am now, watching the news, and I heard them say that the schools were turning off the water and requesting that the students bring in their own bottled water. And I was infuriated, to say the least, because the community is already impoverished. There's 40% of the population lives below the poverty line. And to add another financial burden to these people who are already struggling day to day, it just really made me very, very upset. So I just loaded up my car with water, and I challenged all of my social media friends to do the same thing. And so that's where that started, and it just flourished. And we had people from out of town asking, how they could help, what could they do. And so that's when I decided to start the fundraiser, Bottles for the Babies. And that's where it started. That's where it began.
So right now I'm on your Facebook page, Bottles for the Babies. And I was hoping that we had some pictures from the very first time when you loaded up your car. So where did you get the water back there in September?
Well, in September, I went to Walmart. I just went right to Walmart and loaded up my car with as much as I could fit in it. And then I went to, I'm not exactly sure which was the first school I went to, but I think it might have been DTM, or what we call Durant Terry-Mont. And just gave out the water, to the schools so that the children can have water to drink. And then from there, I got a U-Haul and loaded it up with pallets of water and started the same thing. So I would just contact the schools, let them know, what I was doing, that I had water for them. And everybody, all of the schools were very receptive.
So the schools didn't say, "We got it covered. We got bottled water."
Oh no, well no, they didn't have it.
So they turn off the water.
They turn off the water,
and they don't have a plan on how to get the kids water.
Well, they had a plan, and that was for the students, for the parents to send their kids to school with bottled water. That's a luxury item. I mean, when you think about it, bottled water is considered sort of a luxury item. So, people should be able to use the tap water that they pay the sky-high rates for.
But here we've got children that are probably getting free lunches because they can't afford
Absolutely
lunch, but they weren't giving bottled water at the lunches.
No, I'm sure they only had maybe like milk, or usually they have like milk. If I recall correctly, I don't believe it was juice served with lunches.
Well, even if it was juice, they might have been mixing it with water, right?
Usually they're prepackaged, but like I said, I'm sure it was milk that they serve with the school lunches. It's usually what they serve.
So their plan was to have the parents send their children to school with bottles of water.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Because the city, the state, the feds failed at all levels and were sending poison into their taps.
Unbelievable, right? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And
so they put it on. So they put it on the parents.
Put that burden right on the parents that are already burdened with day-to-day life. Yeah, it's that's why I was so angry about it. I was just really angry about it. And then you think about that. If the parents can't afford to send their child to school with water, then the parents look like the bad person, No, I was on fire.
I wonder if there were any bullying issues, somebody who doesn't have water and then they like bully a smaller kid to get their water. Did you ever hear anything about that?
I hadn't, but I know that teachers were also taking on that burden, I believe, and some teachers were buying water for their classrooms. And we know teachers, they don't have a ton of money, so that's not their place. They shouldn't have to provide water in schools. So, but like I said, as soon as I got wind of that, I didn't sit down on it.
You were off your couch, in your car, in Walmart, buying water, taking it to schools.
Yeah, and I challenged my Facebook friends to do the same thing. So there were other people who also did that. So that's where it started, and from there is when we started the GoFundMe, and it took off. Pretty much.
So this was September. This was September.
That was September. Yeah, September.
Now this I think was right after Virginia Tech made their announcement.
Yeah.
That they had found high lead levels in the water, and the water was not safe, and the state said, "Relax. There's no problem with the water. We have it tested." That these guys pull rabbits out of the hat everywhere they go. They look for lead, they find lead.
Mm-mm.
They're just kids. They don't know what they're talking about. So
Wow.
this is the time frame that you got off your couch.
That was it. Yeah. Anybody who's concerned about lead in your drinking water can relax, were the words. That was the quote. Unbelievable.
So you know what lead does to the body. Can you give us a little
Absolutely.
lesson on lead?
Absolutely. Cognitive issues, behavioral issues. I've heard that it's been linked with criminality, just all sorts of things, that anemia, GI upset, you know, all kinds of things that that shouldn't be.
Now
Shouldn't.
I hear that is also associated with miscarriages,
I've
and
heard that as well.
I'm very surprised that they aren't counting the miscarriages and doing analysis on the unborn babies to find out how much lead they have in their bodies.
Right. If they are, it hasn't been made public. So if they're conducting those types of studies, it's nothing that they've made public, the public aware of.
Well,
Yeah,
they
but
don't. They being what the state, the hospitals, the
right.
federal government. That's a number that they don't want
I'm sure.
known.
I'm sure. But I believe that it will definitely come out with this investigation. I don't think that's anything that they can hide now.
But
It's
how many miscarriages have they not counted over the last 2 years?
right.
And the women that had miscarriages, they may not know that it was the water that they drank. They might think that it was something else.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
They
that's so
they
true.
they have no, closure
Mhm.
on this. And
Yeah.
the governments, they don't want them to have closure on it. Anyway, miscarriages, that's
Excuse me. Miscarriages, I've heard that it also affects the sperm and the egg as well. So I've heard that this can affect future generations.
that's right. The children that are born today with lead, if they try to reproduce, they can pass it along to
Yeah.
their children,
Yeah.
multi-generational.
Oh, yeah. It's, it's,
It's
it's horrible. And the one thing that just keeps coming to my mind is just thinking about the fact that even if these people stopped drinking the water right when they were told to, it was still too late. They had already been poisoned. The damage had already been done. It was nothing they could do. I mean, they were blindsided with this news, and were basically, like I said, their concerns were disregarded. And of course, they're like, well, am I overreacting? The water smells funny. It looks funny. Am I overreacting like they say I am? It's horrible. And so people continue to use the water under the direction of their government that they trust. And now they have children who are going to suffer lifelong effects from this. And I tell you what, I don't know how I would react if my daughter was one of those children. I just don't even know.
So you must have had your daughter checked for lead.
Well, I live just outside of the city limits,
Oh,
so yeah,
so
she was.
you're drinking God's water.
Right, when you think about it, yeah. But it's uh,
You're drinking water that the ministers will baptize in.
right.
They won't baptize anybody with Flint water,
Oh
but
no.
but to
Oh no.
baptize with your water.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just outside of maybe like 10 minutes outside of the city limits. So but that's not to say that we weren't exposed to it, because of course I was born and raised there. My family still lives there, and we've had dinner at their house numerous times. So of course, I would believe everybody in the area has been exposed to it at some point in time.
So have you had your blood checked?
I have not, just because I haven't spent a significant amount of time. And then not only that, when I've gotten information that it doesn't show up in your blood if it's after a certain time period. I believe that time period is 28 days. It wouldn't show up in your blood work unless you were exposed during that time. So
Yeah, that's the half-life of lead in your blood
yeah.
system. But they have a test called the ZPP test, and that will show if lead
It's stored in the bone.
is in the body.
Mm.
And then of course that's ZPP test. You can Google that and get more information about it. And it's a standard test that they do in doctors' offices. It's not something out of the ordinary. And then of course the teeth with children. They can take the teeth and analyze how much lead they actually have in their bones.
Wow.
But they're not doing that, of course.
Of course not. Of course not.
They're not even telling people that is available.
Well, they'll know it now.
So the kids that are losing their teeth, they put it on their pillow. The tooth fairy comes, and what happens with that tooth? Who knows?
Right.
But it's not going to a lab to find out how much lead the child has in them.
Right. They'll know now, because I'll be sure to post that information on my page. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, again, this is something that you can Google.
Yeah.
You can just Google teeth, lead in teeth. And there were studies done back in the 70s, back in the 40s, that showed criminality actually associated with lead exposure. So instead of me talking, I wanted you to talk bottles for babies. You kind of struggled.
I shortened it up for the screen, but it's called Bottles for the Babies.
Bottles for the baby. Why did you come up with bottles for the babies?
Because that's where it started. I was taking the water to the schools, and it was for the babies. So that's I was trying to think of a name, for the campaign, and that's what stuck.
And now I'm going to share your Facebook page right here. And on your Facebook page, can I get this back? Yeah. You've broadened your horizons a bit. Elderly, 65 and older, handicapped, homebound. So you're beyond bottles for the babies.
Oh, absolutely. Because now there's been an influx of water, and the schools, they have water now. And so we just kind of broadened our scope to include the elderly, handicapped, and homebound people. So they can just call our hotline number, and we'll deliver right to their door.
And your hotline number, what is that? Is that your cell number?
It's actually a cell phone that we bought specifically for the water situation. So so it's a cell phone.
And is this the number here, 810-347-6029?
Yep, that's the number. And they can call that number and let us know what their water needs are, and we will get them serviced right away.
And so do you have people with cars that go out and deliver? Do you have trucks?
Yeah, I have my nephew who usually does the deliveries for me. And he just delivers, and it's, like I said, it's specifically for elderly, so 65 and older, or if they're handicapped. So we kind of do somewhat of a screening, And if they fit the criteria, then yeah, he'll deliver cases of water right to their home.
Does he have a regular route now where he
Kind
knows
of,
the
sort of. It kind
people?
of changes a little bit, but yeah, for the most part.
So not like the milkman back in the day. You got the waterman that's
The
making their
water,
rounds.
yeah. Right, exactly. Uh-huh. And like I said, it kind of changes. So, because of course, people's water consumption is different. We make sure that the people know that when you get down to your last few cases, give us a call and we'll come right back out and get you situated.
So how many cases do you parcel out to people?
Usually it's if it's a household, just 2 cases per household. I mean, not per household, 2 cases per person per household. So if you have a household of 4, we would bring 8 cases of water.
So you're really focused on people consuming the water
Mhm.
in their bodies. Do you have anybody that's using the water to bathe in?
Oh, they use it for everything. They use it for everything. So, and sometimes we have like the 5-gallon jugs that we take. We have gallons of water that we take. So, yeah, they use it for everything.
Where are the water trucks? Why are you still with these disposable plastic bottles? Why aren't they bringing in water trucks so that
Right. Water stations.
after they're finished with their 5-gallon jugs, they bring it back, like the milkman back in the day. They brought you your milk, you sit out your empties, they took it away, they brought it back. It was a perfect system, a perfect system. But now, where are the water trucks?
You tell me. And the National Guard they were here. They said they made rounds to everyone's home in the city twice. No, that wasn't the case. There were several people who never saw them, and then there were people who said, "Yep, they came by once." So I'm not exactly sure what the point in that was. I really don't understand it. They did take filters around to people's homes, and I believe they may have even installed those filters, but people don't trust the filters. The filters only covers if your lead levels are above 150 parts per billion, it's not even effective. And when you think about it, who really knows unless your water is tested whether the levels are above 150 parts per billion? How about I just not drink it? How about I just not touch that water? Because I don't know if it's above 150 parts per billion. I don't know if my filter is effective. I'm just not going to trust it. So most people, there's a lot of mistrust.
Well, they can test it one day and it could be 0. They could test it another day. It could be 300 because some chips just came out of a pipe at that particular
Right.
time.
Yeah.
You don't know. It's like Russian roulette. You really don't know
Right.
what you're going to get. It's kind of like it's a gamble. It's a gamble with your tap.
Yeah, a gamble that most of the city is not even willing to take.
I mean, you didn't want to play this game in the first place. You don't want to gamble. You had a sure bet. You guys had a sure bet like everybody else in the United States.
Right.
You turn on the water, you get clean water. Sure bet. Now it's a gamble. Now it's Russian roulette. And what you're playing with is just a little bit, just a couple of grams like salt, table salt.
Mm-hmm.
That gets in your body. That's it for life.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not going anywhere but your bones,
your
organs,
your
soft tissues.
Absolutely.
And to your brain.
Yeah. That's so unfortunate. And they were poisoned for a year and a half. That just makes me so angry. These poor unsuspected people, their children, that just makes me so angry.
How about the seniors that had compromised immune systems or that had liver transplants or that had some kind of medical conditions? Dialysis patients, and they are saying, go home and we want you to drink couple quarts of water to clean out your system. And where are they now? They're probably dead and gone.
Wow.
2 years ago. Now we're not counting their bodies.
Unbelievable.
We don't have a count on that, and they're not, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen anything.
Right. Yeah. They're not, and like I said, if they're keeping track of that, there's nothing that they've made public.
They do not want to keep track of that.
Sure.
Believe me, they will fight that tooth and nail. You know,
Sure.
let's go to the morgue. Let's do some digging into the organs, into the bones, and find out elevated lead levels. Could that have been the problem? Nope. They don't want that number.
Absolutely not. You know they don't. They have a lot. I'm hoping they get everything that's coming to them. The one lady, Miss Gladys, was saying on Steve Harvey, why don't Snyder come and stay here? And because he said that he would bathe his grandchildren in that water.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Let's test that theory and let them come on down and try that out.
So September, you got off the couch, got in your car, drove out, and did the money start pouring in? I see you got $65,000. You know, everybody wanted to donate. It's like, this is a great idea. You're getting water into the school systems.
Well, initially, and I'm thinking it may have been over a month's time, perhaps, I had raised $2,500. And I thought I had made a significant impact with that $2,500. And then, you know, the donations died down, and I just figured whatever I did from that point forward would just be on my own. And I was okay with that. You know, I felt like I made a nice impact. Well, a friend of mine from Utah, well, she's originally from here, but she moved out to Utah. She sent me a message letting me know that Rachel Maddow had mentioned me on her show, mentioned and highlighted my efforts on her show. And I couldn't believe it. What? She did what? What did she say? You know? And she told me that she talked about what I was doing, and that she put a picture of me up, and shortly, just minutes after I got that message, the donations just started to pour in. And so from there, I mean, it was the support just poured out from all over the country, and probably all over the world, perhaps. And you know, that was it. I thought my stint, as far as the water was done, and there was right in my lap, you know. So she came and she sent a reporter out. She had covered we had a distribution where we had handed out over 50,000 bottles of water. And so she was there. She sent her camera crew there to cover the story. And even more money coming in. And then Melissa Harris Perry, I was on her show. And so I've been on quite a few different television shows, and Steve Harvey recently. So it's
I gotta get Steve Harvey up here. Here you are, Steve Harvey. Right?
Yeah.
So you're quite the celebrity.
I wouldn't think so, but you know, the word has really started to get out. So in that aspect, I guess I would have to say, kind of, sort of.
So in your wildest dreams, did you ever
Never
think that because you decided to get off your couch in September, that this would happen?
Never.
You're like an international celebrity.
Right. No, never would I have imagined. As I said, I was gonna be moving to Florida, so no, I didn't. But you know, sometimes God has other plans, and I'm here definitely for a reason. So,
well, I know we talked about that in the green room, but not in the recording. Tell us about moving to Florida?
Yeah, so I was supposed to be moving to Florida in May, so in a few months. But once I got involved with the water crisis, I just couldn't go. So that'll have to wait until my service here is done.
So you put your move on hold.
It has to be on hold. It's yeah, it's I have no other choice as far as that's concerned. I am to me, I am morally obligated to stay here and to do what I can to assist the citizens through this madness. This is unbelievable, and I'll be here until I don't have anything else to do.
Where do you get your strength? I know you work 12-hour days as a
Sometimes
nurse.
I have no idea. It must be a supernatural strength because I'm telling you what. Some days I don't go to sleep. Like I'll go to work. I'll wake up in the morning about maybe like 9:30. I'll be up all day. I'll go to work that night for 12 hours and usually be up throughout the next day for the most part. So I really do not know where it comes from, but I believe God gives me the strength.
How's your health?
It's good. It's good. I
Yeah.
don't have any issues at all. Besides
Drink
needing
lots
to
of
get in somebody's gym, but help toting around these cases of water, it helps. But yeah, no, I don't have any issues at all. None at all.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you comfortable now being a celebrity? I see that people want to get their picture taken with you. I saw Reverend Jackson had his picture taken with you.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Rachel Maddow.
I'll never get used to that. No, I'm a little more comfortable with being in front of a camera now, but no, yeah, that would have to be something long term to get used to that.
So last Monday's the Steve Harvey show aired. Tell us about that.
That was an amazing experience. He was so passionate about what was going on, and I guess he usually tapes for about an hour, and our show lasted for 3 hours. He was so upset about it. Um, and it was a lot of people, of course, rightfully so, who were able to voice their opinions and voice their concerns and really be heard. So, thank God for the platform that we have been given here lately.
Did you watch any of the hearings this week?
I was able to catch bits and pieces of the hearing. It just sounded like more of the same to me. A lot of blame spreading. A lot of blame spreading. You know, what is with these people? The blame falls ultimately to me into the laps of the EPA, Governor Snyder, the MDEQ, but it seems as though everybody wants to point the finger, but no one wants to take responsibility. For goodness sake, you allowed an entire city of close to 100,000 people to be poisoned. You are a criminal and you deserve to go to prison. Bottom line. Bottom line.
Can you tell us your version of the Flint water crisis? How did it start? Can you tell us that? Can you tell us the story? Tell us the story of the Flint water crisis.
Well, back in April of 2014, the switch was made to from the Port Huron water, which came through Detroit for filtration. So they call it the Detroit water. From Detroit to the Flint water why do I want to call it a water center? Not a water center. To Flint water. They wanted to switch the water over to save money. And from what I'm hearing, that savings equated about $100 a day that they would have saved pretty much as far as the phosphates was concerned. But we did the switch, and against the advice that they were given, it was decided that they would not use anti-corrosives in the water. I don't understand that. If you're being advised by scientists to use anti-corrosives because otherwise they're going to corrode the pipe, the water is going to corrode the pipes. The water in Flint is 19 times more corrosive than the water that we were getting from Lake Huron. So why wouldn't you use anti-corrosives as you were being advised? But against their against what they were advised, they did the switch and did not use the anti-corrosives. And so as a result, a city of close to 100,000 people were poisoned with lead because the biofilm that was in the pipes that coated the pipes was stripped away by the corrosives that were in the water. So once the biofilm, which biofilm is kind of like the film that forms like at the bottom of a lake, there's a film that forms over rocks at the slippery, like maybe even like a greenish color film that forms over the rocks. Well, that formed inside of the pipes and acted as a barrier to keep the water from the lead. And when that's stripped away, it just exposed the lead pipes to the water, and that's where the contamination came in.
So that's the story.
That's the story. And here we are today, suffering the effects. And I believe it might have been just a week or two after, maybe a couple of weeks after the switch, people were complaining that the water smelled funny, it tasted funny, it looked funny. And they were basically, their concerns were disregarded, and they were told to relax. And here we are 2 years later with this mess.
In your mind, who are the heroes?
The heroes, Virginia Tech, Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha, Leanne Walters.
Here I got a picture of you and Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha. What kind of a person is Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha?
Oh, she's a darling. She is courageous. She is she's just a hero. She's a shero in the matter. She's amazing. And they really tried their best to discredit her, to make her look horrible, and all along she was right. So I'm glad she stuck to her guns and stood up to those bullies who tried to gag her.
Where was this picture taken?
That was at the town hall that Rachel Maddow held here in Flint. She had that about a month ago, I think, and that was afterwards.
Here's a picture with you and Rachel Maddow.
She's so amazing. She shined the floodlights on this matter, and she was relentless at going after these people. I mean, she's another hero. She did it. She's amazing.
A lot of sheroes.
A lot of sheroes. Sheroes and heroes, but sheroes for the most part, yes, stepped up and did not back down. Did not back down.
I see a lot of sheroes, very few heroes.
This is true. Mark Edwards would be one of the heroes in the matter, testing the water and getting us the results that we needed to get some attention brought to this.
Who would be another hero?
Another hero. Who would be another hero? Let me think about that.
How about Kurt Guyette, ACLU?
You know what? I hadn't had any information on him. Was he another one who tested the water as well, or?
He was the investigative reporter that got the memo from Leanne Walters that was given to her by Miguel del Toro.
He is a hero.
How about Miguel del Toro? Would he be a hero?
He's a hero. He is a hero. Yes, he is. He couldn't believe what they were doing.
Tell us about Miguel. Have you met Miguel del Toro?
I have not, but I was listening to the hearings and listened to them read his emails. He was beside himself, as he should have been. And no one seemed to be listening. He's like, are you kidding me? We need you guys to do something. You're going to have a lot of blood on your hands here. But yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? They got blood on their hands, and it doesn't look like they care.
It does not. Snyder just seems so crass. He just, I'm so angry with him. I wish he would step down, do the right thing and step down. But if he doesn't, he needs to be impeached. And I believe that there has been some proceedings. They're trying to get the ball rolling with that because he's not doing the right thing. He's stating that, he's doing the right thing by sticking in here and trying to help correct it. But no, you could do the right thing and do what everybody wants you to do and step down. You need to go.
He wanted to run the state as a business, as a company. And if you mess up in a business,
you're out of there.
Do they give you a second chance?
You're out of there.
Do they say, do you go back and say, I'm sorry, I lost the account. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'll do better next time. That I caused the company over $100 million, over $1 billion, over $2 billion. They cost the company. Can I please make it better?
Yeah, give me another chance.
Give me another chance. And not only give me another chance, but can you pay for my lawyers? Can you continue to give me my salary? Can you still give me my perks? Can you still, the guy wants the world, doesn't he?
He's disgusting. And I would love to see him under the prison. That's the only way that the people of Flint are going to feel that justice has been served.
Well, it's amazing that Miguel del Toro, rang the bell. You're going to have blood on your hands. Mm-hmm. They have blood on their hands. And now what are they trying to do? They're trying to wash that blood off and give it to somebody else. They're like saying, this is your blood. That's not my blood.
Right.
You heard, passing the buck. They're passing the blood.
Oh, they are passing it. Oh boy, they are passing it, and it's just just another slap in the face to the citizens of Flint. Take responsibility for what you've done and do the right thing by stepping down.
Isn't it a slap in the face to democracy, though? They took away democracy. It's a slap of the face of just being human.
Absolutely.
It's like we're robots, and it's amazing.
Yeah, water's supposed to be a basic human right. Now these people are going to be suffering from post-traumatic stress because who do you think is going to trust turning on a tap after what happened in Flint?
How about who's going to trust the government?
Who's going to trust the government? That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother,
It's like, who's going to trust the water? Who's going to trust the government, elected officials?
I can't. Getting into that. We'll be on this computer till tomorrow if I start in on the government. We'll leave that.
So Lanice, who do you trust these days?
Myself. You have to. You just basically have to do for yourself and be proactive and about your health and and a lot of different things. There's, I could get on a lot of different things, but when you said, do you trust the government? You can't. Look at history and all the things that has been done to us by our own government. Do I trust the government? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So do you have any more sheroes, heroes you can come up with?
Let me see. There's so many.
How about you? Do you think you're a shero?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a shero. I'm just what I like to think of myself as is a person who was passionate about an issue, and did not sit around to wait on someone else to be proactive. I was proactive, in doing something. And it only takes that one idea or that one thing that you're passionate about. And that was just like a revelation to me. So there's a lesson in this for me. And that's just to say that, and I tell kids this too. This was something that I was passionate about. This was something that angered me. And this was something that I couldn't allow myself to sit around and just do nothing. So, and look what it's turned into. So if you take one thing that you're passionate about, it will drive you to do things you never thought were even possible.
Karen Weaver, she a hero?
She hit the ground running, didn't she? She inherited a mess, but she has been something in this. She's been just moving forward the entire time. The only thing that I just wonder is why wouldn't she call for the resignation of Snyder? That's the only question I would have for her. What is it that she sees or that would cause her not to call for his resignation? I don't know.
Well, on Easter Sunday, March the 27th, Reverend Bullock is going to get his petition circulating. He's got 60 days to get 1 million signatures.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if she puts her name on the petition.
We'll have to see.
If she decides. Here's another revelation for you. Leanne Walters.
Leanne is amazing.
Says that she is giving no comment as to whether or not she wants Governor Snyder to stay in office or resign. So there are a number of sheroes and heroes that are not supporting, at least publicly, the resignation of Governor Snyder.
He didn't hide it. Well, I won't say he didn't hide his hands. He's trying to spread the blame, but no. What was done was an atrocity to this city. And if you fail at doing your job, you need to lose your job.
Well, but see, he's a millionaire.
I know.
He's got the purse strings, and so.
Why isn't he paying for his own legal fees?
Because he can get the state to pay for it. I mean, he's not stupid.
Not at all.
He's not stupid. If you can get somebody to fit $1 million bill, $1 million plus,
right?
I mean, hey, I don't care how much money you got. $1 million is still $1 million.
I agree.
And so
there's no way. I don't understand how we would even allow that. Like, we need to figure out how that can be stopped.
Well, the reason why Karen Weaver is not pro Snyder get out of office, she's tied with purse strings. He can turn that on the tap. He can turn off the tap. Real simple.
Yeah. Same
with Mark Edwards. Same with Leanne Walters. She's tied in with funding. So you're not going to, I mean, there's a lot of things that people will do. And one of the things they won't do is bite the hand that feeds them.
Wow.
The question is, can you get fed by another hand?
I don't think I want to get fed by his hand at all. He fed us all right.
I know, but he's still dishing it out.
Right.
He's a state. He's got the millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, pays for gasoline in people's tanks and their mortgages. That's kind of what makes the world go round. So, okay. So we talked about the heroes, the sheroes. Who are the villains?
Villain number one would be, in my opinion, Governor Snyder.
Now, why? Why is he the number one villain of the land?
Because he also had the information that we should use anti-corrosives, and he also got information that the lead levels were high and did not act right away. So he would be, and then to rectify the situation, he's almost feeding us pebbles. $2 million to get started. Okay, that's nice, but that's a drop in the bucket when you consider what it is that we need. So that would be, he would be one. The EPA, because they knew and did not act, and MDEQ as well. So I mean, there's quite a few. Dan Walling, he got information. I don't know to what extent. I haven't listened to the hearings in its entirety yet, so I would like to be able to sit down, but it's kind of difficult when you have a baby. She's the one. Speaking of, here she comes coming in here. That's all right.
Oh yeah. You think, should we cut this thing short?
Uh-oh. Here, go see what Granny's doing. No, it's okay. We can finish. She's just probably. No, I'm not done yet, Mom.
Well, we've been talking for an hour now.
Have we? Okay.
Time flies when we're having
It
fun.
does.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. And now she wants to sit here.
Yeah. Well, we can let you get back to your number one job.
It's okay, Mom. You can leave her alone. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No. You can't scream. Okay.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to your number one job. That is of being a mother.
Can you wave hi? Yeah. Okay. Well, it was so nice talking to you.
What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Lachlan.
Lachlan.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with the name?
I'm sure it had to be offline somewhere. I had a list of quite a few different names, but I stuck with the L because all of my siblings' names begin with L, and so I stuck with L for that reason.
Lachlan.
Little Lachlan.
Little Lachlan, can you see me? Hi, Lachlan. Hi.
Hey, can you
hi.
wave hi?
Hi.
Wave hi. She waved.
Yeah, there she. Oh, we've got sound effects for her. Maybe she likes the sound effects. How about cricket? Can you hear the cricket?
Choo, choo, choo.
How about a drum?
Oh, what was that?
How about
Oh, how about that hair? Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully this will be part one. We can pick this up at another time. Thanks so much for everything that you do.
Thank you so much for everything, for helping to keep a continuous light on this. We appreciate you.
I'm going to stop the broadcast right now.
Yeah.